Hello students, I am Amit Singh and today I have come with another poem from your first flight book of class 10. Before we start the poem, I request you to subscribe our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the notification. Today's poem is Fire and Ice, composed by Robert Frost. Now, I am going to introduce you with the poem. The poem Fire and Ice is a symbolic poem composed by Robert Frost. It was published in Harper's Magazine in the month of December in 1920. The poem discusses the end of the world by using the symbolism of fire with the emotion of desire and ice with hate. The poet has used two symbols, fire and another is ice, to describe the end of the world. Now, I am going to discuss the theme of the poem. This poem produces just a single idea, and that is destruction of the world. Here we find that the tone of the poem is serious. The poet symbolically uses elements like fire and ice to drive home the theme of destruction of mankind and the world. He uses hot fire to represent rage, fury, passion, greed, etc. Then there is the cooled ice, which indicates coldness, hatredness, intolerance, and indifference. Among mankind. Now, this is the poem. You can see the poem consists of only 9 lines. Now, we are going to derive the rhyme scheme of the poem. Fire, if it is A, ice, then it is B. Desire, it is again A, and fire, again A. So, the rhyme scheme is of the first extract AB, AA. Now, twice, it is B, then hate, it is C, then ice, it is B, then great, again C, and suffice, it is B. So, the rhyme scheme of another extract is BC, BC, B. So, the rhyme scheme of the poem is AB, AA, BC, BC, B. Now I am going to explain the poem. The poet fears that the world would end with mankind's growing desire and hatredness towards fellow beings. As you know, fire symbolizes desire, passion, and fury, while ice symbolizes indifference, hatredness, and coldness. The poet favors fire, which means desire, because he has experienced in his life how raising desire would bring an end to life. In another extract, if we read, we find that the poet says if the world would come to its end second time. So, growing desire and hatredness among mankind can destroy the world in the same way. The poet knows that hate could be as destructive as rage and desire. The poet says that ice is also great and is sufficient to destroy this world again. According to him, coldness in mankind brings about disunity among fellow beings, and that can also destroy this world. Now, have a look on some words used in the poem along with their meanings. First is desire. Desire means wish, and another word is tasted, but here in the poem it means experienced. The next is perish, means die. The next is twice, means two times. Next is destruction, means ruin. And next is suffice, means be sufficient or enough. So, what is the message of the poem? The poem Fire and Ice by Robert Frost gives us a strong message. It describes that there are various negative attributes in mankind, and each of them is sufficient to lead to destruction of mankind as well as the world. Now have a look on some poetic devices used in the poem. So rhyme scheme, as you all know, A B A A, B C B C B. And now the first figure of speech used in the poem is alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of a consonant sound at the beginning of two or more closely placed words. The example that you find of alliteration in the poem is F in favor, fire, and W in world, will. Another figure of speech is anaphora. The repetition of a word or expression at the beginning of two or more consecutive lines is known as anaphora. Example, this phrase, some say, it is repeated at the beginning of first and second line. Next most significant figure of speech used in the poem is enjambment. When the thought or clause that does not come to an end at a line break, rather it moves over to the next line, is defined as enjambment. Example of enjambment in the poem is, from what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Means the same idea that carried on to the next line where full stop is used, you can see. And next is personification. Personification is to give human qualities to inanimate objects. In this poem, fire and ice are capable of destruction. Thus, the poet personifies fire and ice by giving them mind and power to destroy anything. And that is example of personification. Now, students, let's discuss some important questions. First, what is the main concern of the poet in the poem Fire and Ice? According to the poet, the world would end with growing desire, greed, and intolerance of mankind. On the other hand, he says that ice is also as great as fire, means desire is. Means both of these traits can bring destruction to this world. Now, next is, how are fire and ice similar? In the poem, ice symbolizes hatred and fire symbolizes desire of human beings. The poet believes that though fire and ice have contradictory traits but have the same quality to destroy everything on this earth. Next question is, why does the poet favor fire? The word fire in the poem is a symbol of desire of human beings. The poet favors it because he himself has experienced in his life how raising desire would bring an end to life on earth. And next and last question is, how will the world end twice? According to the poet, the world will end due to the fire, which symbolizes desire. But if the world has come to its end twice, then it will be due to hatredness, symbolized by ice. So, student, I hope you got about the poem. Soon I will be here with another topic. Till then, goodbye and take care.